The lamestream media is finally beginning to admit defeat on the J6 committee as more and more pundits recognize that it's been nothing less than an abject disaster. We're going to take a look at the latest polls that are clearly deflating the lamestream media. We're going to see how they're starting to turn on Bike Ridin Biden as a scapegoat. And make sure to stick me at the very end of this video when I'll reveal who's the real loser coming out of this committee. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, patriots all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your patron professor, helping you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. If you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe. But before we begin, gang, I know many of us are concerned, very concerned, rightly so, about these insane economic conditions that we're facing today. But we got to remember that there are commodities out there that have faced conditions like this before and have stood the test of time, literally thousands of years. And of course, I'm talking about the timeless value of gold and silver. And our good friends over at Gold Co. are here to help you find that timeless economic stability in the midst of all of this volatility. If you don't know that, make sure to click on that link below and give them a visit. Gold Co. is a patriot gold company that specializes in helping you find out how you can protect your retirement with the timeless trustworthiness of gold and silver. And they are so awesome. They want you to succeed so much, they're going to give you up to $10,000 in free silver when you open up an account with them. Gang, they're one of us. They're patriots. They're good friends. But this is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Click on that link below or go to turleytalkslikesgold.com and let's weather this economic storm together. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. You know, it's got to be such a bummer to be a member of the left-wing media today. I mean, just think about, you put in so much effort to try to prop up a committee that even university law professors like my namesake, Jonathan Turley, are calling, in effect, a kangaroo court. And the end result is a poll that finds the vast majority of Americans don't buy any of it. A new Harvard-Harris poll has just been released. They found that 53% of those polled considered the hearings biased. 63% feel Congress should be working on more important matters. And an astonishing 67% say that the hearings are dividing our nation. And this comes on the heels of the latest CBS poll that found that of all the issues that concern voters ahead of the midterms, you know, inflation, the economy, crime, abortion, Ukraine, they included climate change, okay? All of the issues that voters are concerned with, January 6th comes in dead last. I mean, after all the effort by the lamestream media, that they did everything they possibly could, even hiring an ABC News executive to direct the first hearing, after all that sweat and sacrifice, voters couldn't care less. So you got to wonder how the lamestream media feels today. Again, all this effort to prop up Nancy Pelosi's hand-picked committee, a committee that many believe was improperly formed according to the rules of Congress and according to what's known as the adversarial process. The Washington Examiner's Byron York has actually been writing excellent pieces on the committee's blatant violation of the need to present both sides fairly and accurately in order to arrive at truth, which requires a certain numerical representation of the opposition. All of that the committee has totally and completely rejected. So it's little wonder that the public at large isn't buying this. I mean, over 60% think Congress should be doing something else. You know, guys, record inflation, runaway gas prices, baby formula shortages, supply chain interruptions, imploding southern border, you know. And this is what our tax dollars are paying for? A Pelosi panel? And things certainly weren't helped by the now largely debunked testimony of the committee's supposed star witness, Cassidy Hutchinson. If you remember, Hutchinson was an aide to Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, and she supposedly had all this intimate knowledge of all the shenanigans going on with Trump on that fateful day our democratic republic was nearly destroyed forever. And oh man, did the media love her. I have rarely seen such fawning coverage, such adulation, such wonder. Trump freaking out in the beast inside the presidential limo, reaching over, trying to grab the wheel and putting the driver in a chokehold, demanding that they turn back to the Capitol building so he could be part of the insurrection. Unfortunately, her testimony bombed. It turns out she wasn't even in the limo when the events that she described purportedly happened. Almost immediately after her testimony, NBC's chief White House correspondent reported that the Secret Service agents that were in the beast were prepared to testify under oath that what she said happened did not happen. Right around the same time, CBS News corroborated the Secret Service's emphatic denial that anything like what Ms. Hutchinson claimed actually happened, and it all just went downhill from there. So now with these polls coming out, with Hutchinson's more salacious details debunked, we're starting to see some of the media turn on all this. And they're asking the question, what the heck went wrong here? And I'm thinking in particular of a piece published by The Telegraph with the headline, "Is time running out for the Democrats?" I mean, it's an interesting piece, to say the least. And I think it captures the frustration that's increasingly defining both the lamestream media and the J6 committee. Here's part of what the article had to say. Quote, "Joe Biden's approval has continued to fall despite the Democrats' efforts to prop him up. In the latest New York Times Siena poll, Biden's approval rating is down to only 33%, which is far too low for Democrats to retain control of Congress or the White House. Early voting for the midterm elections begins in less than 3 months, with the vacation month of August in between. Time has nearly run out for Democrats to save their sinking ship." And the article goes on, quote, "Democrats had been counting on televised congressional hearings about January 6th to be the game changer they need to retain power. But their strategy hasn't worked. According to a new Harvard-Harris poll, 53% consider the hearings biased, 63% feel Congress should be working on more important matters, 67% said the hearings are dividing our country. The testimony against Trump has boomeranged against the committee. The nonpartisan Secret Service disavowed the accusations by the surprise witness, Cassidy Hutchinson, and the much ballyhooed testimony by a former White House counsel was another nothing burger. Flailing away, Democrats have turned to a harmless tweet sent out by Trump a half month before January 6th. After wasting many millions of taxpayer dollars and a year and a half on this witch hunt, anti-Trumpers resort to what was public on Trump's own Twitter account all along. Trump merely invited supporters to attend his own rally on Jan 6, which is not a crime. And the Telegraph piece goes on to point out that there are now signs that the Democrats have indeed begun to turn on Biden, which is a sign that they are increasingly looking for a scapegoat in this disastrous fiasco. So we're at least beginning to see the media implode in on itself with regard to the sham committee, the very committee that they've been artificially propping up over these last several months, even giving Liz Cheney the most glowing coverage imaginable. Mother Jones, the ultra-left propaganda rag, Mother Jones is calling Liz Cheney a hero. And that, too, my friends, is backfiring big time. But first, before we get into that, you got to get one of these shirts. Clown Biden for sure. You can do that by clicking on the link below and enjoying our Christmas and July sale at Turley Talks merch store. We've been winning so much of late, and we wanted to celebrate those wins with a special 4th of July sale that extends all throughout the month of July. So make sure to click on that link below. And for a limited time, if you buy 2 t-shirts, you're going to get one absolutely free. It's right. Get 2 for yourself, 1 for the Patreon of Life. Do it the other way around. Either way, they're going to love you for. Click on that link or go to store.turleytalks.com. All right, Liz. You know, things just keep getting worse for the J6 committee and Liz Cheney in particular. A new poll's just come out showing that Cheney is now down a whopping 28 points behind her Trump-endorsed primary opponent, Harriet Hageman. 28 points. And so it's obviously no coincidence that Cheney has been reduced to begging Democrats to cross over and register as Republicans to vote for her in the primaries. I mean, let that hit you. Things are so pathetically bad for Cheney, this hero of the Bolshevik left, that she's actually openly begging Democrats to help her win the primaries. And that fits perfectly with who's funding Cheney. I'm sure you will not be surprised in the least to find out that major Democrat donors are funding Cheney's futile campaign. But as one of Wyoming's own senators said, unfortunately for Liz, there aren't enough Democrats in Wyoming for Cheney to win. She's just down way too far in the polls, and you don't come back from a 28-point deficit. Their primary in Wyoming is just a few weeks. And that means that in literally days from now, we're going to have a video celebrating the end of Liz Cheney. Harriet Hageman is our hero for getting rid of this feckless rhino, this ridiculous Pelosi puppet. So all of this is just more evidence that the J6 committee has been a colossal failure. The media did everything they possibly could to prop it up, as well as portray Cheney as a hero. And in the end, it appears that all three, the media, the committee, and Liz Cheney herself, are crashing right before our very eyes. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on Antifa getting crushed by a biker gang over the weekend in a humiliating defeat for the far left. You're going to absolutely love it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.